your rights are suspended.
We've seen a lot of folks who are saying they're not doing that. They're here, they're on the Capitol steps, staging a more traditional protest here in front of the Capitol building in Lansing.
The police here have resorted to physical punishments for those who breach it.
Da sie der mehrfachen Aufforderung, sich nach Hause zu begeben, nicht nachgekommen sind, wird die Polizei ihre Identität feststellen und Strafanzeigen fertigen. Folgen Sie den Anweisungen der Polizei.
3 weeks on now, we're starting to see that the vast majority of the public here in Northamptonshire are complying. Sadly though, we have a small number of people who are persistently and consistently disobeying the law, and so that period of grace is over. This means for some people fixed penalty notices. It means for some people going to court. And it also means for some people getting a criminal record.
Lediglich mit Ihnen eine Identitätsfeststellung. Ihr Eindämmungsgesetz macht vielleicht nur. Lesen Sie den Rubikon. Habt ihr mal ein Eid aufs Grundgesetz geschworen, als ihr in aktiven Dienst übernommen wurdet? So. Habt ihr das? Und jetzt tretet ihr es mit den Füßen. Nichts anderes macht ihr.
Gehen Sie bitte ein Stück zurück. Gehen Sie bitte zurück.
Gehen Sie mal bitte ein Stück zurück.
Achtung! Es folgt ein wichtiger Hinweis der Polizei. Ich richte mich an die Personen im Bereich Weidinger Straße und Rosa-Luxemburg-Straße. Durch die Eindämmungsverordnung des Senates von Berlin ist ein Zusammentreffen von mehr als 2 Personen untersagt. Da sie der mehrfachen Aufforderung, sich nach Hause zu begeben, nicht nachgekommen sind, wird die Polizei ihre Identität feststellen und Strafanzeigen fertigen.
Nein, nicht weil sie auf diesem Platz stehen, sondern weil viele Menschen zusammenkommen, die Ausbreitung eines Virus, die Gefahr der Ausbreitung eines Virus dasteht. Deswegen schränken wir ein wenig.
Ich bin Mikrobiologin. Sie tragen da eine Maske. Denken Sie wirklich, dass ein Virus Sie schützen würde davor?
Weiß ich, dass es mich nicht schützen würde.
Denken Sie wirklich, dass die Stoffe, die
Aber
Sie da einatmen, gut für Ihre Gesundheit sind? Denken Sie wirklich, dass eine Diskussion jetzt gerade mit... Das Virus, ich bin Mikrobiologin.
Ja.
Ja, ich beschäftige mich mit Parasiten, mit Zellbiologie. Das ist mein Hauptberuf. Ja, und ich verstehe nicht, warum hier ein Szenario veranstaltet wird über etwas, das gar nicht so stattfinden kann, wie es in den Medien verbreitet wird.
Here's some footage from India during their 3-week quarantine with incredibly harsh enforcement.
The police here have resorted to physical punishments for those who breach it. Footage has emerged from Mumbai of them beating motorists with their batons in multiple locations. At one point, police are seen ordering locals to do squats. And they're not the only ones given humiliating public punishments.
Dozens of protesters took to the streets of Sao Paulo to protest the social distancing measures imposed by the governor of Sao Paulo and their inevitable devastation to small businesses and forced unemployment. Small businesses like mine are being closed, thousands of companies and millions are unemployed. He is committing a crime against small and medium-sized businesses in São Paulo and all the population of São Paulo. Meanwhile, Dubai has implemented a very strict lockdown system in which people have to apply to go outside regardless of the reason. They are forbidden outdoor exercise, and people need police permission to buy groceries, medicine, to go to the doctor, or even to leave home for an emergency.
We have joined the police patrol in the townships. Wherever we go, everyone runs away because they know they shouldn't be on the streets and they're afraid. The officers on duty seem anxious. They admit they can hardly keep these huge areas under control. The enforcement of the lockdown is anything but systematic. It appears random. This man couldn't get away fast enough.
We're supposed to be in his house. This is a lockdown, and you don't have any reason to be outside.
He's been fined for 1,500 rand, about 80 euros.
You have that kind of money?
No, I'm not working. That's why I was going to my brother to take a food.
Вернусь именно на высокий уровень риска. Ситуация в целом находится под контролем.
Moscow is using facial recognition to enforce their quarantine. by using high-tech surveillance, where they use facial recognition technology. Cameras are monitored from a purpose-built CV-19 control center, where images and personal data of those under quarantine are put into a database so that they can be recognized by the cameras, and monitor social media for fake news on the CV-19. Here's an operative dashboard where we can see the statistics. All the information we gathered is shown here. Contacts, email, telephone, employer, and so on. 95% of these people have been identified and their location is determined. Then we continue working with them. Taiwan is also using a phone location tracking to ensure quarantine people stay in their home. And in Hong Kong, those under quarantine are being made to wear location tracking wristbands.
There's just people who, again, like me, feel like their constitutional rights have been violated.
Some say they're now out of jobs, upset they did not have input on what businesses are essential or not.
I'm very appalled at the fact that they've done these things with the thought that, number one, it's okay, and number two, that they even are allowed to do these things.
Update. During the finishing touches of this video, April 15th, thousands in Michigan have also descended upon their Capitol.
Capitol steps, the scene of a protest. The whole idea here was that folks would stay in their car and participate in this gridlock, but we've seen a lot of folks who are saying they're not doing that. They're here, they're on the Capitol steps, staging a more traditional protest here in front of the Capitol building in Lansing. I want to show you one of the larger displays here, a huge sign that is out in the Capitol lawn. It says, "Security without liberty is called prison."
We believe that the governor has overreached and overstepped her rights with our freedoms.
Are you concerned about this virus?
I was in the beginning until I've done my research and found out the realities and the media's overreach on it, and that it's not as serious as they made it out to be, and that's why I am here. I feel that they are overreaching, overreacting, and crushing our small businesses, crushing our economy.
I believe a virus suspends the First Amendment, and the First Amendment not only protects the church, but it protects the press.
The pastor from this church had cleared with an attorney his ability to have a drive-in church, but the police sent nearly 20 cars to stop it and let him know the new laws of the land didn't include the First Amendment.
City of Greenville on a church property. They got more police here than they do on the corner of Nelson Street. I'm a pastor of a local New Testament church. Look at all the police cars. They heard through the grapevine we're having service at 6:30. I'm a good citizen. Ain't breaking no law, ain't selling no drugs. I'm just preaching the word of God. And look at all these police cars here.
We'd like to give you just an official warning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if there is a driving,
we're gonna get tickets.
We'll issue citations.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Yes.
I'd like to give you a formal warning.
Yes, sir.
And we'll allow if you do have members come, we will allow them to leave before they're cited.
Yes, sir.
If they decide not to, is when they will be dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Order from the governor.
Yeah.
Your rights are suspended.
No, our right don't come from authority. It comes from the Bible. So the authority does not have the right over the Constitution. We talking the Constitutional law, the First, Second Amendment. Mayor Eric Simmons can't take it away, nor the police officer. It can't.
Not the military, that's military law.
No, it can't. If y'all don't wake up, America, the police told me our freedom can be revoked. He said he don't care what the Constitution say. He don't care about the First and Second Amendment. I'm talking, when you say you don't care about what the Constitution say, you are violating the law of the land yourself. Police officers messing with the church. What have happened to America?
First priority of humankind in this difficult era is to establish an effective system of world law that will assure peace with justice among the peoples of all the world. First, we Americans are going to have to yield up some of our sovereignty. That's going to be, to many, a bitter pill. It would take a lot of courage, a lot of faith, a lot of persuasion to them to come along with us on this necessity. Pat Robertson has written in a book a few years ago that we should have a world government, but only when the Messiah arrives. He wrote, any attempt to achieve world order before that time must be the work of the devil. Well, join me. I'm glad to sit here at the right hand of Satan.
Free, Mr. Jefferson.
Homes entered without warrant, citizens arrested without charge, and in many places free assembly itself denied.
No one approves of such things, but these are dangerous times.
Be careful, Mr. Dickinson. Those who give up some of their liberty in order to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.